and I'm going to show you some self-help techniques to help manage overwhelm, anxiety and panic. And I learned these, let me think, in 2011 I had a year, as I say, an annus horribilis. I'd just got, let me think, I'd just got divorced, moved house, and then I was made redundant, lost my job, so I was unemployed for a while. And then my dad was coming to the end of life, lost my dad. And then I got meningitis and I got labyrinthitis. And all the time I decided to become self-employed. I was 52 and learning to do massage therapy, setting up my own business. And then all these things happening. And I just, for the first time in my life, really had overwhelm, anxiety, how would I pay the mortgage, where my daughter's going to live, and spiraled out of control. And a friend said to me, I think it would be good for you to come and do some Capacitar training and learn these techniques. So Capacitar is an organisation based in Northern California, and Pat was coming to Perth to do some training, so I went along there. And basically these techniques have changed my life. They're so simple to do, the trick is remembering to do them. I try and do them every day, and when I don't, I notice the difference. So we're going to go a few things at a time, and we'll just go slowly. I'm saying that to remind myself as well, I don't get faster and faster. And we'll see how we go with that. So does anybody have any questions just before we start? I can't see any chat at all, Ina. Is everybody comfortable? I can't see people, so I feel a bit kind of like I'm speaking into midair. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, if you can all see me, is just put your right hand over your heart. And just take a couple of slow, deep breaths. Breathe into your tummy. You can probably become aware of the warmth of your hand through your top. Can you feel your skin? Can you feel the warmth of your hand on your skin? For me, this helps me get out of my head with all the whirling thoughts and brings me back into my body. It reminds me that I've got a body. Sometimes when we're feeling overwhelmed and panicky, all our thoughts seem to spin. So this brings us down, brings the energy down out of your head, hand over heart. You can try putting your left hand just below your tummy button. That sometimes feels a bit more balanced. Let your shoulders soften. We're all very good at just bringing our shoulders up around our ears when we're feeling stressed. Anybody that's just joining, we're just doing a technique where you put your right hand over your heart and just become aware of your heart beating and the warmth of your hand. I did mean to ask before we started if you all wanted to just check in with yourselves and just on a scale of 1 to 10 at the moment, how anxious or panicky or overwhelmed or whatever might you be feeling. I was an 8 just before we started because of connection problems. And I'll just check in with you again at the end and just see if it's made a difference. Have your feet flat on the floor and just become aware of the connection with the ground. You can imagine roots going from your feet down to the center of the earth and just feel very held and supported. So that's just a kind of steadying technique to begin with. The next one is if you just cross your hands over and put your hands at the top of your shoulders like this, and just stroke down to the top to your elbows. So you can see me. It's a bit like giving yourself a hug. It's very soothing. And if you want to, you can say something like, I am calm. I am calm. I am safe. I am safe. I am home. I am home. Or whatever it is that you need to hear. Usually for me, it's I am calm or I am safe. Or if it helps, you don't have to say anything, you can just do this. You can also do this to somebody else, like a child, if they're feeling anxious. You can just put your hands out and stroke their upper arms as well. Sometimes you can just give yourself a hug. It's just that reassuring touch that at the moment, particularly if you live alone, we're not getting that reassuring touch from anybody else, are we? We're not getting hugs. So this is just a way to kind of hold yourself, reassure yourself. Thank you. The next one, we're going to, everybody sitting in a chair. If I can't see you, just sit in a chair. You've got your feet on the floor. See if you can see me. So this is called the switching technique, and it's something to do with the left and right side of the brain, and it balances everything. So if you cross your left ankle over your right ankle first, and then you're going to have your hands back to back, thumbs down. Then you're going to take your right hand over your left hand, gently clasp your fingers together, then come up into your heart space or your chest. Feels a little bit strange at first. Find where it's comfortable. Some people want to be higher up, some people want to be lower down. And just try and, when we first do it, you kind of clasp tightly, sort of, am I doing this right? So just try and soften your fingers and your wrist joints, soften your shoulders. Take another big breath into your tummy. And the final bit is, if you can see, we're just going to put inside your mouth, you're going to put your tongue just behind your top teeth. So it's like, ah. And what we're doing is actually touching an acupressure point, which is a calm point here on your top lip. Feels a little bit odd. It feels like you might drool a bit, and it feels like your jaw's a bit tight, but we're just going to sit for a minute and do this, and then we'll come out of it and just check. If anybody has sore wrists or feels very tight wrists and it's painful, you can just put your hands like that, but have a go with them clasped at first. So we'll just do it for a minute. So we'll just close your eyes, soften your shoulders, tongue behind the top teeth, and just let your body rest. This is my main go-to technique that I use if I want to feel grounded or centered. Sometimes I feel like the body's kind of unwinding itself. And just a moment more. And when you're ready, just unclasp your hands and uncross your ankles and just give your wrists a bit of a shake around, shake your fingers. Can I just ask how people found that in the chat? Or thumbs up, that'll do. That was helpful. That's good to know, Anne. Thumbs up from Kirsty, that's good. I'm going to do it again because the first time you do it, you think, why am I sitting here with my hands like this and what am I doing? And so we'll just go through it again slowly and we'll try it again for 2 minutes this time. Is that okay? Is everybody comfortable to do that? Give me, yes, thank you. Okay, so get myself comfortable. So left ankle over right ankle. Cross over, arms in front, back to back, thumbs down. Then do right over left. Clasp together, just do this very softly, then you're not squeezing too tight, and come up into your heart space. And just let your shoulders soften. Deep breath into your tummy. And then tongue in behind the top teeth. I'll see you in 2 minutes. Just a moment more. And when you're ready, unclasp your hands again, uncross your ankles, give your wrists a bit of a shake. The more you practice it, the easier it gets, but the trick is to try and keep your joints soft and not clasp too tight. So, but say if it hurts, just hands like this. Has anybody got any questions about that one? That's okay? Okay. So next one we're going to do is called finger holds to manage emotions. And I have a card like this with the finger holds on, which I'm happy to send to anybody. Do you do left hand over right? I learned it that way, so that's the way I always do it. I guess if you were left-handed, you might want to do it whichever way feels right to you. But it's left over right with the ankles, right over left with the wrists. Okay. So this is technique called finger holds to manage our emotions, and I can send this card to anybody who'd like it afterwards. So each finger is related to a different emotion, and the idea we're going to go through, we hold each finger in turn and acknowledge the emotion and then let it go. So we're just going to do that. I'm just going to have a sip of water. If anybody's got water, just have a quick sip. So again, when you're doing this technique at home yourselves, you can just do this for as long as you like, but I'm just going to do it maybe for 30 seconds to a minute for each finger just to show. So we're going to start, I'm holding my hands up, but just have yours in front of you where you are. So I'm holding my left hand, left thumb with my right hand. I'm going to put it down now, but if you can all see that. And I'm just going to hold it gently. We're not squeezing it, we're not pulling it, just holding it. This thumb is for tears, grief, and sadness. That's right, Ina. But you don't have to hold them up. Just be comfortable where you are. So this is going to be releasing tears, grief, and sadness. And it's about acknowledging to ourselves that we have these emotions. I'll just tell you quickly what all the fingers are. The thumb is tears, grief, and sadness. The first finger is fear and panic. The middle finger is anger and resentment. The ring finger is anxiety and worry. And the little finger is feeling vulnerable, feeling small in the world, feeling like poor little me. And you can guarantee in one day we all feel that at some point, but we very rarely acknowledge it to ourselves. We kind of push it down and put on your big girl pants and get on with the day. But this is those emotions can all get stuck in your body. So this is about acknowledging to yourself that you're feeling it, and then we'll let it go. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's go back to the thumb. So this is tears, grief, and sadness. And it can be any sadness that you're feeling in the moment, or it can be a sadness from when you were a child or from last year, or your body knows. So don't worry too much about thinking what it is specifically we're letting go. But we're just going to gently hold this finger for about a minute. If you become aware you're squeezing it, just soften. I'll just talk while we're doing it. This technique is one that you can really do anywhere. You can do it sitting on a bus or sitting in the doctor's waiting room, or when you're watching TV in the evening. You can do it in bed. And it's quite empowering to know that you're dealing with your emotions, but nobody else needs to know that you're doing that. You can also, I will send you the card, but you don't need to worry about which finger's which emotion, because really just, if you want to do it, you can just go and think which finger needs to be held and hold that one. So just a moment more, then when you're ready, we're going to let go of this and we're going to throw it away behind us. So just go like that. Make sure it always goes behind you, because we're letting it go behind. We don't want it coming at us again. We're finished with it, let go. Do another little shake. And then the first finger is fear and panic. So we're just holding like this. It's the first finger now, and I can see you writing there. You might become aware of any tension you're holding in your body. And I'm saying that because I just realized that my tummy felt quite tense. So if you become aware of any tension, just kind of breathe it out. Soften your shoulders, soften your tummy, soften your feet, anywhere you're feeling tension. And just a moment more, and we're going to let go of that again. So we'll just let go from the fingertip, throw away behind us. What I sometimes do is I bend down and I start at my feet and come up my legs and kind of imagine gathering up all that stuck energy of your body. Then I just come to my heart and bring it down my arm and throw it away. But it's just whatever feels right for you. So we're going to go on to the middle finger now, which is for anger and resentment. That's usually a very easy one to remember. So middle finger, anger and resentment. We're just holding like this. Again, rest it in front of you, have it on your lap or on your desk, whatever, wherever you are. Soften your shoulders, just soften your breath. Don't squeeze too tightly. So some of the ways to remember them, we could say T for tears, T for thumb, F for fear and first finger. The middle finger is the angry one. The fourth finger, you sometimes see somebody turning a wedding ring round and round on that finger, and that's the anxiety finger. And the little finger is like giving yourself a hug. We'll just stay in the middle one for a minute. Again, when you're ready, we're just going to release that finger, throw it away behind us. Sometimes I throw mine right out to sea. You can throw it wherever you want, throw it out to space, throw it into the sky. Mine goes out to sea. Gone behind. So the fourth finger now is anxiety and worry. So we're just going to hold on to that one gently for a moment, for a minute. And we're releasing old emotions, stuck emotions. When emotions get stuck, they can cause headaches or backache, neck ache, digestive issues. So releasing them, we're helping our overall health. And just a moment more. Again, when you're ready, let's let go of the ring finger. Whoosh, throw away behind. Give it a good shake. Just give our hands a little bit of a shake at the moment. And then we're going to come in and hold the little finger. And this is for feeling small in the world, feeling vulnerable, poor little me, those sorts of feelings. And just a moment more again for that. And when you're ready, we'll release that. Throw away behind us. Your hands better in shape there. So that's finger holds to manage emotions. Does anybody have any questions about that one? Again, I can send you the card if anybody wants it. But it's just, and you can first of all, you can use it anywhere and nobody knows you're doing it. It's quite a good one to do in bed. If you wake up at night and you can't sleep, you think, oh, I'll just hold my fingers. And also the switching technique, you can do that in bed as well. So if you wake up and you think, oh, I can't get to sleep, you can think, but there's something I can do about this. So it's just a good one to know for those times. You can do all your fingers at once like that as a kind of meditation to balance all your emotions. But if you know that you're particularly feeling, and no, you just do it with one hand, whichever one you like, whichever one feels comfortable for you. You don't need to do both. If you know that you're feeling sad today, or any of those emotions, you can just go and hold that finger for as long as you like. And it's very comforting. So when you get the hang of it, you can either choose to do it as a balancing sort of meditation and do all of them to balance your emotions, or you can just soothe yourself by holding one of the fingers. You can also do this for other people. The time I first heard about it, my dad was actually in hospice, and she said that if you just go to him and hold his hand like that, it will be soothing for him. You don't need to tell people what you're doing. So it may be with a child or somebody who's unwell or an older person, you can just comfort them by holding one of the fingers. I'm just looking at the time. We could do another 10 minutes and do a tapping technique, or does this feel enough? Or the other thing I could do is send people some distance Reiki if anybody would like that. What do you think, Ina? How are we for time? Would anybody like another?